Well, I just started this. I was going to start the fire with the striker, which is right here on that knife, and a little bit of kindling of various form of tinder, but I'm not expert on the tinder, so I ended up breaking down and using the lighter, which I'm much more used to. So anyway, I've also got some split wood in there, which I'm not used to in this size, in this context, and in the stove is a little different. So anyway, it's an experiment. Looks like we've got bubbles all around the edges, and I'm at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So it's pretty quick. There's 3 cups of water in there. Alright, looks like we've got pretty good boilage, and that's 4 minutes and 27 seconds, but it's not really breaking the surface quite violently yet. Okay, there's what it looks like down in the firebox, if you can see that. And we've got a pretty good boil going on now. That's maybe even rolling, and we're right at 5 minutes. Well, there's glare. There we go, 5 minutes. Okay, we're at almost 6 minutes now. I just dumped in 1 cup of red lentils in that bag. And so, let's see if I have, these are all fairly short, it seems like. Sure, I've got spoons and stuff. Half of that stuff's still in the house. I may need to go in. I didn't grab all my gear. So we're going to cook those. I don't know how long it'll take. 20 minutes, who knows. So I went inside to visit with lovely wife and get utensils. My fire nearly died. I just put a bunch of wood in it, so I think it'll, you can see an ember in there. I think it'll push back up pretty soon. So my stuff is still warm, but not boiling right now. Some of these things to put in there, some of my split stuff. But anyway, while we're seeing if that'll catch back up without me having to coax it more, I picked these up at the grocery store just the other day. So I'll cut those out of the package, and we'll have some nice small utensils to work with. Strangely more difficult to manage fiddling with fire if something doesn't go the way you want inside this little box. So I got it going again. Of course, I used the lighter. Use a little piece of paracord with that flammable, I don't know if you can see that wick inside, that red part, because the whole thing burned like a candle. And so now we're boiling again. Of course, we're at 23 minutes now, so we lost some time fiddling with the fire, so that's going to mess me up on cooking time. Oh yeah, here's my new spatula. Got that unwrapped, and so we're cooking away, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we boiled over. We'll probably watch this happen again. Water was running down, so I had to pull the thing off the stove. Yep. See, there we go. So, set that down there for a minute. Let this burn down a little bit. I am not used to regulating a fire on the stove, but it's obviously hot enough. It's a little hotter than I need. And these things like this dead stuff is easier to get started and burned than this stuff that I've split from stuff like this that I cut off the limb in my front yard. So there it goes. Those need to cook, but yet they look, I mean, they've swelled a tremendous amount, but they're still hard last time I tried them. Oh yeah, still crunchy. Oh. Anyway, I'm going to find my salt. Well, this looks good right now. Look at that, I got a bit of a boil there. Might need to add some water though. And a nice big bed of coals, which might really be the way to operate this thing. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I had a couple more sticks down here. I had water, so that kind of backed it off on the cooking. This stuff is soft enough to eat, it looks like. Although, it's still a little crunchy. It's right at 30 minutes since we put the water on. No, well, 32 now. We've had cooking stop, or virtually stop, a couple times with my fiddling with the fire and letting it go out, so obviously there's some work to be done there. Okay, well, we thought I had the low fire figured out a little bit. I threw some of these green limbs from a little bit of branches I cut off out in the yard earlier, which burn a little slower, but now they've started to gain steam. This stuff is quite hot, and it's fairly soft. I think that it's really quite edible, but I keep cooking it because a little softer might be better, it seems like. Let me taste that again. Meanwhile, it's getting dark. About to rain. We had rain in the forecast, and it's looking like it's going to storm. I think that's dumb. And we're at 41 minutes since the time we started the water boiling. Well, I'm sure we can do better. We can improve on that. But that's what we have for our first time of doing lentils on the wood-fired camp stove.